Hey guys, it's CooperCodes here, and today is day 5 of the challenge. So it's pretty crazy that I've gotten this far, and it's going to keep on going. So first, I'm going to look over what I did yesterday, the math object, overflow, underflow, and division by zero. Some stuff related to that, some of the weird, strange features is a lot of what the book talks about, some of the stuff you want to avoid. Quirks of negative zero. Like how negative zero reacts, downsides of binary floating point numbers, how those work. Yes, they cannot be represented exactly, so that was pretty interesting. They're really, really close to each other, but it's not exact. And to get around that, you have to use stuff instead of $1.3, do 130 cents, stuff like that. So dates in JavaScript, I didn't know about how to do this, so that's pretty cool. I learned that. String stuff, just how to use the string methods and how to define strings, which I already know. Boolean talk, a lot of stuff about null and the null value and how those two statements are similar except for one case. You can read that paragraph if you want to see what the case is. More on null undefined, and I just created the global object explained one here. So now I'm going to switch to the fast forward and get coding. So I will see you guys then. Alright guys, let's get into this. So first I just finished up a little bit of the stuff in the global object, what it is, and then wrapper objects are an object that is made when you're accessing an object, but then it's deleted right after. So these objects that are created temporarily when you access a property of a string, number, or boolean are called wrapper objects. So primitive strings are not objects, so I showed an example above. So they had lots of to say there. So it's all about using the object constructors versus just object value. Then I make some examples of object value, or just values, like string value, and then string objects and number objects. And then I write a paragraph about how these are actually the exact same in JavaScript, except for when you use or they behave the exact same in JavaScript, except for when you use the operators on them. So you'll see the strict operator will return false if you compare a regular number to a number object, but the not so strict operator will return true if you compare the object to the regular guy. So yeah, that's that. This is a lot of reading. I think I did 30 pages. I had to 75 or something. So I did lots of reading. So if you're seeing these stops, it means I'm reading. And there was a lot to read about, but some of it I didn't take notes on because it was kind of straightforward where I could look back. I didn't feel I feel like I had a decent understanding of it. There was a lot of stuff about scope. So if you don't know what scope is, I would recommend you look that up, but I kind of already knew what it was. And it's pretty similar to what I've seen in other programming languages, and I feel like I had it under control, so I didn't really take a lot of notes on it. So primary expressions, so constant values, certain language keywords, and variable references are all the primary expressions in JavaScript. And so it had a lot to say about object literals. I just wrote down the syntax, and it seems good enough for me. Or I didn't really, I had half a page, but that's a lot in these books. So function definition expressions. So it's just a different way of defining a function. And all this code I tested, so don't worry. As you can see on the right, I tested that one. Invocation expressions. So these are they're just getting, it's just expression stuff. Just guess something good to have in my notes so I can make sure I know what I'm doing. And I think tomorrow I'm going to get into some actual programming, probably do the daily programmer challenges, and actually apply what I've been learning to some actual programming. So yeah. Object creation expressions. So these are cool. There's like a new object. It's great, new object, new constructor. Okay, Quirks and Arithmetic. Yeah, just lots of weird rules that you kind of have to memorize. They're all written in the book, so I didn't write them down all, but like null converts to 0, addition with undefined converts to nan, or not a number. Unary arithmetic operators, so this is cool. So the plus and the minus are like pretty normal for the most part, but the plus plus and the minus minus, it gets weird. It kind of depends where you put your thing, so I had a lot to write about this, where you put the plus plus and the minus minus and stuff like that. So as you can see in that code example, that's the example I had in the book. It's literally just a good example of showing how the variables change. And it also mentions that plus plus x does not mean x equals x plus 1, because if it was like a string, you'll see the example. If it was a string, you'll end up with 21, as you see. Alright, and here's where I get into some operators. So this is actually on chapter 4, so I was getting through it pretty fast. So I'm on chapter 4 now. So yeah, I just did stuff so this and that is pretty much what it means. I took a bathroom break real fast. And I stayed up pretty late for a school night, so that's kind of crazy. But I'm recording this voiceover at like 7 in the morning, so I'm not too tired. So it identifies a class of objects. So it's like a left side should be an object, and the right side should be a class of objects. So yeah, that is that. So yeah, I just wrote about instance of. This is one of the things that I could use in my programming that'll make it better. To see if like something's a instance of an array or something like that. Then I wrote some stuff down, like what did I say? Remember, if your left-hand operator is an object, it will return false, and if your right-hand side is a class of objects, it'll throw a type error. Alright, so I said getting late. That's it for today. So yeah, it has been a lot of textbook work these last couple of days. I think I'm getting lots of value out of the textbook, but I think it'll be better, even better for me to do some programming. So I'm going to pick some daily programmer challenges, and I'm going to do those tomorrow with some of my new knowledge. So yeah, be expecting that. But I will be doing some textbook stuff after. It'll probably be about 30 minutes of programming. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this, like. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, dislike and unsubscribe. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.